I'm only hoping they don't drift around.
Yeah, but a fella don't get married every day.
That's just it.
You've got to think of her.
Who else am I thinking of?
Come on, boys. Step right up and name it.
There he is, boss. Coming in the door.
Well, look who's here. Go to your place, get the soda crummy, ain't it? None of you letting mangy foreman hang around.
Shut up, Krampus.
Easy, Shorty. It's all right.
Shut him up, Joe. Sure. You know, Gracie, it seems to me I heard of a fellow around here who got shot in the back. Well, so far as I know, the only way that can happen to a fella is when he's running away.
Gee, running away.
Let me handle this, will you, boss?
No. I don't want no trouble, Nebraska.
I'm sick of this palavering around. Listen here, you.
You speaking to me, Trampus?
Yes, you. You've been spreading a lot of talk around about my dealing in cattle. I'm having a showdown with you here and now.
Trampus, I'm trying not to have any trouble with you just now.
Yeah, you've been dodging it for 5 years. You've been talking plenty trouble to keep out of my way. But I got you corralled now, and I'm calling your hand.
All right, what have you got?
I've got the belief you're a lying, white-livered skunk. This country ain't big enough to hold the two of us. I'm giving you till sundown to get out of town.
It's too bad you had to say that, Trampus.
Get out. Get out by sundown, or I'll shoot you on sight. Come on, Greasy, let's get out of here.
Boys, I'd like you to oblige me in this by not interfering.
Sure, we understand.
Sundown. Well, it's less than a half an hour now.
You're going to tell Miss Molly?
Not till it's over. She wouldn't understand about this. She's raised different.
Well, we won't say nothing, boss.
I got Steve's gun over at the hotel. I reckon that'd be the one to use. I'll go over now and fetch it. Come in.
Oh, here you are.
Sure, Molly.
Oh, it's been so terrible waiting for you.
You heard about Trampus being in town?
Everyone's talking about it. They say you've got to leave by sundown. I wanted to run out and find you, but I didn't. I waited quietly in my room.
I'm sorry you had to be worried, Molly.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters except that you're here. Let's don't think about it. What shall we do now?
Now? Nothing now. It ain't quite sundown yet.
What?
I know it's a heap worse for you. I wish you didn't have to wait alone. But it won't be for long.
Why, what do you mean?
I did my best. I let him say things to me no man ever said before. If I hadn't been thinking hard of you, I reckon I'd have killed him then. I gave him a chance to quit, but he'd gone too far. It'll have to go on now.
What are you going to do?
I'm not going to let him shoot me.
But we can go away. It's not too late. You can go away and leave him here.
I've got to stay.
Oh, no, there must be something else. There must be. Why, think what it means, killing in cold blood.
You don't think I want to do this?
Oh, I tried to forgive the other killing, those cattle thieves and Steve. I forced myself to think of it as you did, law and order. But this isn't the same. You don't have to do this.
If folks came to think me a coward, I couldn't look them in the eye ever again, or you either.
Oh, that's just pride.
I don't know what you call it, but it's something in the feelings of a man deep down inside. Something a man can't go back on. If anybody happened to say I was a thief, I couldn't let him go on saying it. It wouldn't matter what other people thought. But I'd have to know inside of me that I thought enough of my own honesty to fight for it.
Then it's to be like this always. When will it ever end?
There'll always be killing to do until this country ain't a meeting place for men like Trampus.
Then think of us. Our life together.
That's what I am thinking of.
Your life has always been your own.
I
But
can't...
now it isn't. You've given it to me. Don't take it away.
I can't think of that now.
If you do this, there'll be no tomorrow for you and me.
I'm sorry, Molly. It's got to be done.
Oh, no, don't go. Come back. Please come back. You can't leave me like this. You can't leave me.
Hello, boss.
Hello, Shorty.
And it's sundown.
Yeah?
I just seen Trampus. He's in Joe's place.
Yeah? I guess I'll take a walk down that way.
Listen, boss. Stay on the sidewalk. You don't want to be stepping in one of them mud holes when you're taking aim.
I'll be all right.
I'll walk with you a piece. That is, if you don't mind.
Of course not. Come on.
Watch out for the loose boards, boss. This walk is full of them.
I'll watch it.
You feel all right?
Fine.
We're all with you, boss.
I know it.
There he is. Just coming out the door. He sees you, boss.
Yeah. I'll go on from here alone, Shorty.
Sure, boss, and lots of luck.
Thanks.
It's sundown, Virginian.
I know it, Trampus.
I warned you.
Well, I'm waiting.
You won't have long.
Bossy, all right?
You never touched me, Shorty.
Oh, you got him, boss. He's deader than a cold mackerel.
Yeah, I reckon he is.
Where is he? Where is he? Oh, let me through. Please let me through.
Miss Molly.
Molly.
Oh, you're safe. Oh, thank God it wasn't you. Thank God.
It's all right, Molly. No need to cry.
Don't ever leave me. Ever again.
But what you said before about there not being any tomorrow, don't that count?
Nothing counts, except that I love you. Promise me you'll never leave me. Promise.
Sure, I promise. But I still don't understand women, Molly.
We take our leave of the Virginian, but not of Gary Cooper and Helen Mack, who come back to the microphone a little later. Activities of the motion picture world draw more newspaper men to Hollywood than national affairs draw to Washington. Outstanding among them is Sidney Skolsky, whose column Hollywood appears daily in the New York News and in many other papers here and abroad. Formerly author of the column Tintype in the New York Sun and Behind the News in the Daily News, Sid has also been press agent for such dispensers of beauty as Sam Harris, Earl Carroll, and George White. He would probably be offended if I said he is the best-liked film reporter. Sid is a member of that resolute minority who believe in hewing to the line of news and letting the quips fall where they may. Ladies and gentlemen, Sidney Skolsky.
When you call me that, partner, smile.
Well, how are you, Skolsky?
I've got myself exactly where you want me.
You'll never get there, Skolsky.
I mean, I'm as nervous here as I make you when I visit your movie set.
Well, you look like one of my pictures. 4 frightened people. All 4 of them.
I sound like a straight man, and when a columnist goes straight, that's something.
That'll be enough, Skolsky. Get on with your Hollywood wash.
Pretty subtle. Nobody'd ever think you were talking about Lux.
Can you do better?
Well, I don't use publicity blurbs in my column, and I don't intend to start with this program. But I can truthfully say I've seen Lux soap in homes of movie stars that I've visited. And I don't believe actresses keep Lux around for the same reason they keep emeralds.
Well, now that you're here, make the worst of it.
Don't worry, I will. Hollywood is a place where Kay Francis now keeps her diary in shorthand, where Gloria Swanson has 8 photographs in her bedroom of Gloria Swanson. It is a town where you need an umbrella to walk through a mist. It is a town where you, Herbert, leaving a party, said to the hostess, "I had a lovely evening, but this wasn't it." Where Francis X. Bushman, who was once the Clark Gable and Robert Taylor of his day, now owns a hamburger stand opposite the 20th Century Fox studio and is still serving his public. But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood. Hollywood is a place where Victor McLaughlin, playing a scene for his picture, The Magnificent Brute, was told to run up a flight of stairs and then fall when the villain fired the first shot from his gun. McLaughlin failed to do this, and when asked why by the director, Victor answered, "I'm McLaughlin. It takes more than one shot to get me." It is a town where Simone doesn't pull down the shades in her apartment, and rents have gone up in that neighborhood. But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood. Hollywood is a place where Douglas Fairbanks has his name written on the bands of the cigars he gives you. It's a town where you can drive into a drive-in stand and bring home a cake of ice wrapped in cellophane. Where the first thing Robert Taylor had to do to be a picture star was to pluck his eyebrows. Where at the preview of the picture Pigskin Parade, they had a scene showing girls going to Yale. But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood. Hollywood is a place where Ginger Rogers, for a wild evening, goes bowling with James Stewart on Wilshire Boulevard. Where John Barrymore gives a great performance, ordering a cup of coffee in the Brown Derby. It is a town where Director Van Dyke, making the flicker Eskimo, took artificial snow to the Arctic. Where Gene Harlow wears a mink coat, and with nothing underneath it but a pair of silk pajamas. where Gene Fowler now signs his letters. Gene Fowler, author of Jack London's White Fang. But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood. Hollywood is a place where Charlie Chaplin keeps a huge dictionary in his bathroom, where Garbo and Rex O'Malley doing a dance in Camille fell to the floor. O'Malley helped Garbo up and, rather embarrassed, said to Greta, "Oh, dear, how could I have tripped over your tiny little feet?" It is a town where Joseph von Sternberg raised a beard, and when asked why, answered, "I'm tired of looking at my face, and I'm not the only one." But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood. Hollywood is a place where Carol Lombard can be seen reading a story in a fan magazine titled Clark Gable's Romantic Flight. It is a town where Irving Berlin, at a party, asked what song the fellow at the piano was playing, only to be told it was Alexander's Ragtime Band. Where Ted Healy asked the stooge, Jimmy Brewster, "Who do you think will get in, Roosevelt or Landon?" And Brewster answered, "What's the matter with the guy we got in there now?" But don't get me wrong, I love Hollywood, and always will as long as the supply says good copy. Good night, thank you.
Good night, Sid. We bring back the Virginian, Gary Cooper, and the schoolma'am, Helen Mack.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. The only thing I missed tonight was seeing Gary ride a horse as he does when he really gets out in the open.
Well, riding's nothing extra special, Helen. Back home in Montana, we learn to ride 'em most when we're kids. Well, most kids, rather, are pushing a kiddie car. I guess I cut my first teeth on saddle leather.
Is that why you picked Gary for the part of Wild Bill Hickok in The Plainsman, Mr. DeMille?
Well, partly, Helen. Actually, he's a perfect portrait of Hickok in look, size, and manner. Then there's a similarity between the Virginian and Wild Bill. The Virginian is the ideal American character in romance, short on speech and long on action. And Wild Bill Hickok is the ideal American character in fact. Hickok was not a bad man. He was a patriot.
Well, then how did he get such a reputation as a killer?
Well, he's supposed to have killed between 60 and 100 men, not counting Indians.
Well, nobody counted Indians in those days.
Oh, they were just used for practice.
Probably. The fact is, Hickok killed only in defense of law and order, and as he said himself back in the 1870s, there's no Sunday west of Junction City, no law west of Hayes City, and no God west of Carson City.
It was to change all this, to bring respect of law to the West, that Hickok devoted his life, finally losing it when shot by Jack McCraw, who killed him for the strangest reason ever heard, because he admired him so much.
I guess it's because all this is true that I got such a kick out of making the picture. It was real.
Including the danger. In riding between two horses to escape an Indian ambush, I think you did something many stars would have avoided. However, that was in the script. What wasn't in the script was your stopping the 6 horses that stampeded across the prairie, running away with the stagecoach.
Well, after all, I had to stop them. The one they were running away with was me.
Well, while you were running away with the picture, I hope we'll soon have another picture for you to steal.
When Gary steals a picture or a broadcast, it's really grand larceny.
Oh, Helen.
As far as I'm concerned, I wish this program could go on for another 60 minutes.
Anything after your performance tonight, Helen, would be an anticlimax.
Then all I can add is that when it comes to radio programs and soap, give me Lux every time. They're both tops.
I'll vote the same ticket and include you, Helen.
Thanks, Gary. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Helen. Good night, Plainsman. Of the thousands of stories that relate the adventures of a modern Robin Hood, none has won such enduring popularity as Alias Jimmy Valentine, which comes to us next Monday night with Pat O'Brien in the title role. With Pat are 3 other Hollywood stars, Madge Evans, Alan Jenkins, and William Frawley. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theatre stars Pat O'Brien in Alias Jimmy Valentine with Madge Evans and an all-star cast. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Your announcing has been Melville Lewis. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.